The third type of negative interspecific interaction that we are going to deal with in this lesson is that of amensalism. Now, in amensalism, there are again two species which are interacting. Two organisms would be at stake of interaction. Here, one will not have any effect on the interaction that is taking place. That means supposedly there is one organism. It does not have any effect, whether positive or negative. It is doing its activity, but as a result of the activity carried out by this organism, or you say the interaction between these two organisms brings about loss to other organism. Now, this organism is unaware that it is in a way harming the second organism. So, that is what amensalism is all about. In simple terms, you can see that when a pig is feeding in that marshy area, what it does is it exposes out the insects which are present in that marsh, and in a way that bird which is sitting or perching watching this activity, it takes the benefit of that exposure that comes to the insects and eats them away. So, you can make it out that pig is normally eating the food. Okay, it has unknowingly exposed the insects and insects are getting killed. Though the activity of predation is killing that particular insect, but in a way that activity is having a negative effect on the second organism. This is the simplest example just for understanding how the interaction would be there. For taking the examples of this particular interaction, you have the examples of plants which secrete certain compounds and they do not allow the growth of other plants in the given area. So, if I have to explain amensalism, or if I have to define amensalism as an interaction, it would be that particular process in which the growth of one organism in the given area hampers or stops the growth of other specific organism belonging to a different species in that particular area. Okay. So, the example over here is penicillium. Penicillium is growing in the given area and it is not allowing the growth of streptococcus over there. Streptococcus is getting killed, or it cannot grow in the region where penicillium is present because it is releasing certain compounds unknowingly again in the given vicinity, and if the streptococcus comes over there, its growth would be altered. Okay. So, this is one such example. Otherwise also the plants like sorghum and the plants like sorghum, they do not allow the growth of weeds in that given area. Even barley is one such plant. If grown in the field, it does not allow the weeds to perennate in the given area because they release certain compounds. The compounds which are released by penicillium in such a way that streptococcus does not grow, they are called as allochemics. Okay. You have to remember this term. So, we have plants which do not allow the growth of weeds. There are certain plants, black walnut, it grows in the area and unknowingly restricts the growth of apple in the region. So, you see that the organism is performing its general activity, but it is not allowing the growth of a different organism which belongs to the second class of organism in the interaction to grow in the same area. So, this is what amensalism is all about. One is getting harmed unknowingly because the other organism doesn't know that it is causing harm to other one. So, this is the negative interspecific interaction that we have to study. It is a little bit tricky, but if you get an idea that one organism is doing its general activity, okay, whatever living activity it has to perform, and the other organism, because of the organism's living activity, the first organism's activity is getting harmed. So, this is what amensalism is all about. With this, we end the negative interspecific interactions. Before this, we had done positive interspecific interactions. So, by now you have with you 6 interspecific interactions, and I would suggest you collect as many examples as you can for your knowledge so that the concept settles well in your mind. Okay.